Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm gonna be doing a tutorial on this look right here, which is a very glowy and dewy summer look. The eyes are very simple but glowy, so is the skin, very glowy and dewy. And then I went with a bold lipstick because I thought it is appropriate for the summer. I didn't use any powder to set my face. I only used a little bit of a powder highlighter and a powder blush, but everything else is a cream product. And I really like the way it turned out. I think it is so beautiful for the summer and I'm gonna be definitely wearing it a lot. I really love the way my complexion looks. I might change the eye look from day to day, but I think this is a perfect combination for my complexion for the summer. So yeah, if you're interested to see how I created this beautiful summer look, then keep on watching. Okay, so first I'm gonna start with the Badescu facial spray with aloe, cucumber and green tea. This is very nice and refreshing. I'm gonna let that sink in for a little bit, and I'm gonna move on to my foundation. Today I'm gonna be using two. The foundation that I really like using during the summer is the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. It is very lightweight and also it doesn't have much coverage, but today I just want a little bit extra coverage. That's why I'm gonna be mixing it with the L'Oreal 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation, which is gonna give me more coverage and make the foundation last longer. One pump of this and one pump of that. This might be a little bit dark. They both have a very nice olivey yellow undertone, which I always look for. If you want less coverage during the summer, you can just go with a more lighter coverage foundation. I could have just used this one, and that's what I do most of the time. I just go in with this because it's very lightweight and it gives me enough coverage just to even up the skin tone and at the same time not feel heavy. But I have to say this foundation doesn't really feel that heavy on the skin, so that's why I'm using those two today. Okay, and then I'm gonna go over with my sponge just like I always do. Those two foundations are not really that streaky. I just like to do it anyway because it just takes the excess product and it makes it look more airbrushed and a little bit more natural. Okay, now I'm gonna move on to my concealer, and I am actually using Shape Tape. I know this is more of a full coverage product, but I don't mind at this point because right now I feel like I need to cover up my dark circles. But other times I would use a more light coverage concealer. I concentrate the majority of the product in the inner corner because I get a little bit darker there, and then I spread the product outwards so that it doesn't look so heavy and cakey. And this way it looks more seamless and you don't get to see where the foundation ends and the concealer starts. They all blend together into each other, which is really nice, which is what we want. So just like I said, we're not using powder today. I've been really liking not setting my under eyes or the rest of my face in general, especially now during the summer, because I just feel like the skin looks more natural and more fresh. And you might think that because you sweat more during the summer, it is better to use more powder so that the things stay in place. But I find it actually quite the opposite because I have used a lot of powder on hot summer days before, and I just felt like my skin felt so heavy and I really looked cakey because everything was creasing and the powder would show. So when I didn't set my face at all, I would still get some creasing and maybe my makeup wouldn't last that long, but at least it was just easier to fix any creasing with just a sponge or maybe even your finger, and I just wouldn't look as cakey as I would look with the same amount of makeup just with powder. I used to always set at least my under eyes because I feel like they crease quite a bit. Everybody's under eyes crease, but now I just put a little bit of eyeshadow right underneath my lower lash line, and I feel like it is enough to get the biggest creases that happen right underneath the eyes, and then the rest it will happen, but I don't mind so much and I can just do like this and it will be gone. I prefer it so much more than having powder, and especially if you're using only cream products, that I'm gonna be using a lot of cream products now. I would use a cream highlighter and then I would set just my under eyes, and sometimes you would be noticing the difference where there's powder and where there's not powder, which didn't look so nice. I do still set my under eyes, but not all the time, especially if I know that I'm not gonna be wearing the makeup for many hours. Then I just don't use powder at all and everything looks so fresh and beautiful, and I really like that. So now I'm gonna be using a cream bronzer, and my favorite is the Nudestix Nudies All Over Face color in the shade Bondi Beige. This bronzer is so beautiful because it blends so nice and it is a very beautiful shade. And stick products are a little bit thicker than liquid products. You'd think that it wouldn't blend that easy because I would have a lot of stick products before that didn't blend that easy, but this one blends very nicely. I'm gonna take a brush like this, which is a little bit dense but a little bit fluffy at the same time, which is gonna be exactly what we want to be able to blend the bronzer. And this this is the Morphe White Tan, and you can either apply it straight to your face and then go ahead and blend it, or you can just take from the bronzer. I find it a little bit easier to work with when you do it like this, because you'll probably end up using a little bit less product, and then if you need more, just build it up instead of just putting a lot of product and then having a little bit of a hard time to blend it. And what I do is buff it in instead of swiping it, because that way it will move the foundation underneath, and we don't want that. And as you can see, it's already blended out. I really didn't have to try that hard, and at the same time it's not too creamy, which makes it easier to put powder products on top of it if you want, like for example a powder blush or a powder highlighter. This shade is just so good. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. It is perfect. Alright, bronzer is done. Now I'm gonna move on to highlighter. And the product that I'm gonna be using is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This has become my superstar product. I have been using it non-stop since the day I got it. In the beginning I thought that it wasn't so intense, and it's not always enough for me. Sometimes I want to go for a more intense glow, and if I want more I just layer it with a powder highlighter on top, which I'm gonna be doing today. But yeah, this has become a holy grail product for me. Just gonna apply some here, and this might even be much because you don't really need too much product. So I'm gonna be taking my sponge, and where I don't have concealer right here, I'm just gonna blend it out. I'm gonna take some to my brow bone and forehead. So you see that? That is the most gorgeous natural glow. It is so beautiful. And a lot of times I would leave it like this, but just like I said, I want a little bit more glow today. So that's why I'm gonna be layering it with Anastasia Amrezy highlighter. And since I have only cream products, I'm not gonna be swiping the product, I'm gonna be dabbing it. And that way I don't have a problem blending it, because it can get a little bit patchy if you have a cream product underneath. This way you're gonna get the intensity and it's gonna be blended out very well at the same time. Okay, now we're really glowing. This is a summer skin glow that I want. My skin looks very healthy and very fresh and dewy, which is exactly what I want. A little bit on the bridge of my nose. When I first got this highlighter, I would set my face everywhere and then I would apply this on top of powder. And for a period of time, all of my highlighters would look so weird on my skin. They would look very lackluster and they would almost not stick to my face. I don't think that was the case before, or maybe I didn't notice it, but I was starting to wonder what is wrong. Is it my skin? What is it? And this way, when I don't set my face, the highlighter sticks to the face much better and it gets more intense and gives you more glow. So that's why when I first got it, I wasn't really impressed with this highlighter, but now it has become one of my favorite highlighters because it has the perfect undertone and the perfect finish. It is so beautiful. Okay, now I want to do my blush, and I am going to be using a powder blush as well. And you do need to be a little bit careful since you only have cream and liquid products on your face, and powder products stick to cream products, so that's why you have to be a little bit careful and go with a light hand. I'm gonna be using my favorite brush for blush, which is the Morphe Y4. I really like it because it is really fluffy and it has this angled shape, and I'm just gonna be taking a little bit top of the excess. And again, I'm not really gonna swipe, I'm just gonna dab a little bit and try to be as light-handed as I can. And this way you don't get patchiness and streaks. You might go a little bit overboard, but that's okay because blush is the one that fades first. But if you feel like you put too much, just take a clean brush and just go over it a little bit until you're satisfied. I'm happy with the way it looks, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. Now that the face is almost done, I'm gonna move on to my brows. I'm just gonna go through it very quickly. I'm gonna be using Eyebrow, Urban Decay Brow Blade, and the brow gel. With this thing, it's so easy to make hair-like strokes. Just like you can see right here, the brow looks microbladed. And you can see what difference the brows make. Now that both of my eyebrows are done, I'm gonna move on to my eyes. And today I'm gonna be using the NYX I Love You So Much palette. I haven't used it in a while. It is the perfect time to use it. Okay, so as you remember, I haven't set my eyes or anything. And I already have some creasing. I'm just gonna pat it with my finger and it's going away. Of course, I could have set only my eyelids, but I don't want that because I'm gonna be taking this shade right here, which is a very beautiful glitter shade. And now that the concealer is a little bit tacky, it's gonna help the product to stick there and not really move. I'm just applying it with my finger because I find that it gives the best result. And this shade right here is not very pigmented, it's more like a topper eyeshadow. And right now I want to create a little bit of a definition to my eye because it is very pretty with the shimmer and everything, but it just lacks a little bit of definition. And that's why I'm gonna be taking my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is in the shade Sunkissed. And with a blending brush, I'm just gonna take some and apply that to my crease. And immediately it makes the whole eye look so much better. Look at this side and then look at this side. I'm gonna bring it a little bit down to my nose just to give it a slight contour, nothing too crazy. Now I want to do something to my under eyes. I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is actually a kind of a shimmery shade. It's not really a matte shade, but I don't mind that because I want to be the eyes as glowy as possible. And I'm gonna take this shade again that I put all over my eyelid, and I'm gonna put some on my inner corner. You could use your highlighter for that, but I really like the glow of this. And right now I want to do a little bit of a liner, but I don't want to use a black liner because I want it to look a little bit more fresh looking and not so much defined, a little bit more kind of messy and glowy. So that's why I'm going to be using the NYX eye pencil in the shade Velvet. This is actually a very beautiful shimmery eye pencil. It is this one right here, and also it's very creamy, which is gonna make everything easier. It's not too intense, but at the same time it is a little bit darker than my eyeshadow, which gives a little bit more definition. And because it's not a black eyeliner and that intense, you can be a little bit messy with it. You don't have to be perfect because it's not gonna be so intense that every single mistake is gonna show. That's very nice and quick. And there you have it. It is still a very glowy and healthy look, but at the same time it has a little bit something to it. And as you can see, it gave my eye a little bit more shape. Alright, I'm very happy with it. So I'm gonna move on to mascara. I'm gonna be using my favorite L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. Of course I had to get some on my eyelid. Now of course you can put lashes if you want, but I'm gonna leave it at this. And I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Rocket Volume Press Mascara to do my bottom lashes. This is also waterproof, which can be helpful. But what I like about this mascara is that the bristles are so small and thin that it is perfect for my lower lashes, because I really don't want my lower lashes to be very dramatic. Just like this. Alright, eyes are done. Zoomed you out a little bit. The perfect way to finish this summer look is with a pop of color. I love to wear bold colors during the summer, and for today's look I'm gonna be using a MAC lipstick in Relentlessly Red. This one is from my first MAC lipsticks that I bought, and I still love it so much. It is this beautiful corally fuchsia shade, and it's just so perfect for summer. It would be nice to use a lip liner, but I don't really do that much, so that's why I'm gonna go straight with this and hope for the best. Now, it can be difficult to do a precise application with a lipstick, so that's why I think it's always a good idea to go in with a lip brush. I'm just gonna take some product and try to go over the edges. It is so much easier this way. Okay, I think it looks good enough. Do you see why I love this color so much for the summer? Now we're actually pretty much done with this look, but if you want to take the glow and the dewiness a step further, you can just go in with a dewy setting spray. And the one I'm going to be using today is the iconic Londo Prep Set Glow. And I'm going to put some here too, because we don't want our face to be very glowy and the rest of our body to have nothing. It's unfair. And of course. Alright, so here we have the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Leave me a comment down below telling me what are your favorite products to use for the summer. I would really like to know, maybe I can try some. Yeah, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye!